Hello. Oh, good thing there's nothing in there. Good afternoon, friends. That's right, the tank is indeed full. Hello, Atomic. Hello, Luna. Hello, Mr. Deagle. Team Wicked. Hello, hello. Okay, friends, we're going to be doing some painting this evening, but it's going to be a little bit different painting. We're going to be messing around with oil washes. So the oil wash is something I've been wanting to get back into. I used to do it a lot long time ago. But I just kind of phased out of it and was more of exploring the acrylic side of the fence because of the dry time stuff. So this is the perfect project to jump back into doing oil washes. So here we are. So I got some little tubes of oil paint of various colors. And we got some odorless mineral spirits. The spirits of the earth in liquid form. So I'm just going to pour some of this here. You use this as a thinner for oil paint because you can't use water. Just a little top off there. And then we will use basically a palette that will become the dedicated oil palette. So this is the one I've chosen, the sacrificial palette. Okay, let me go grab our dragon. The dragon. Yeah, so the benefit of the oil wash, you'll see, is we can apply it pretty recklessly. Because like with acrylic wash, if you don't know washes, it's like thinned out paint that's really thin, so it kind of like trickles between all the crevices. With acrylic wash, as soon as you apply it, if you don't get it where it's going like right away, it's going to start setting up and dry on you, and then it's just a much harder process to control. Oil wash takes a while to actually dry, and you can actually use mineral spirits to completely remove it. If you don't like how it looks, you can completely remove it as if it wasn't there. And the acrylic paint and the solvent for the acrylic paint is different than, like, mineral spirits does not interact with the acrylic paint at all. So is this going to be on the test? Yes, definitely. You better write this down, buddy. Okay. So that's why acrylic and oil kind of using them in a layered way really can be super beneficial, because water and acrylic paint doesn't mess with the oil. No, it's not going to be there. Just on the test. Not going to be on there. Okay, let's see here. Gotta get this filter going here. Fair. So I've intentionally gone really bright with our color scheme here on the dragon. There might be Yeah, I think we'll just dive right into the oil wash. And then maybe when the oil wash dries, we'll go back in and do like the teeth and the eyes and all that stuff. Started working in this kind of orange horn color here. You know what, before we get into the oil wash, let's actually do this orange color a little bit, kind of like on these longer spikes on the elbow a little bit. And where else could we do that? Maybe that's it. Just the elbow and the horns on the head. Oh, and then let's do a bright pink inside the mouth. Okay. So I guess we'll need to do some acrylic work first. I don't think I have a pink. Let's get a pink and a tooth color. What else did I say? That orange. What orange was that? I think it was this marigold yellow. Just the one acrylic. B acrylic. C acrylic. And D acrylic. Alright, let's get the pink color for inside the mouth, the tooth color. Then we can get those base colors done first, and then we'll jump into it. Well, this pose right here, I can imagine it, you know, like a blanket right here. Alarm going off. Rah! Very nice. Okay, you got some brains pink, marigold yellow, and skeleton bone. Let's see here. Grab ourselves a brush. Of course, we're clogged. Where's my declogger? Oh. Ah, there it is. Impossible. So again, we're going for, when you do oil washes, you have to think of what's the color under, at the very base level, what would be the bright color. So like you imagine a inside of a mouth, the bright, kind of the brightest color is like that pink tone. And then we go in with like darker reds and stuff as wash on top to create the final look. Great. And good evening. Oh, yes, of course. You know, for years I used mineral spirits instead of alcohol to brush the clay. spontaneously combust. So like if you have rags and this is the same for a lot of like wood stains and stuff. If you have rags that are soaked in the material, it can produce enough heat just on its own and cause it to like erupt into a flame. Just on its own, basically. Or you just do what I do and you crumple them up in a ball and throw them into the fire pit. Take that. I dare you to spontaneously combust now. Yeah. A nice pink on the inside of the mouth there. Now let's do the teeth. I think the claws too. We'll do the skeleton bone. Not at this point. All, with painting, a lot of your color reference is just for ideas, But yeah, you should definitely use reference for color too. I suppose for this, I'm more or less referencing my past experiences.
The strength of the Sea-Not-Bush Kingdom lies not in our walls, but in our people. March to war.
Hey, Maddie. Is that Maddie? Is that how I'm supposed to say that? Or is that Maddie? Hey, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, everybody. Maddie. Mad-Eye. Maddo. Yeah, I appreciate that. Mad-Eye. Oh. Well, hey, thank you so much. What were you guys up to? Yeah, we sculpted this dragon and now we're painting it. So, in the very early stages of the paint job. Just getting a few more base colors down and then we're going to start messing around with some oil washes. Oh, nice. That's cool. Not sure I follow you. Let me make sure. Sounds right up my alley. Oh, no, there we go. Good to meet you. Excited to see your work. Hey, that's cool. I'm all about decorating a inspirational work environment, for sure. Which one? So there's two blues on the here. I did I think soft blue is what it's called. And then I highlighted with like a devil ice blue or something like that. Yeah, let me show you. I still have the colors. Sky blue, that's what we use. We use sky blue and iced devil blue. So base color, sky blue. And then I went in with the airbrush and highlighted the ice devil blue. Hey, thank you. Yeah, I like how it turned out too. Oh, thanks, man. Nah, you don't have to. You don't have to. You can keep talking. It's fine. So, what kind of studio do you operate? Is there a particular craft that's your main squeeze? There, Maddie. Right. Hey, all right. Oops. Thought there is many lifetimes worth of things to do in this place. Okay. And then now we do the working a little bit more of the orange. Marigold orange. No, I mean, I do a lot of dragons, but I do all kinds of stuff from portraits to modern things, dragons, a lot of fantasy stuff, Here's a current piece of a chess set I'm working on. A dragon queen. Here's the king here. This is the rat king. Well, I do a whole lot of sculpting. about 8 to 10 hours a day of sculpting, and then other than that, it's just, household things and family. I got a 6-year-old child that I'm homeschooling, so it takes up a lot of time. Some gaming here and there. I have a very large garden in the backyard with all kinds of various plants. Everything from medicinal herbs to pumpkins, everything in between. Yeah, I'm thinking about this weekend maybe making an update video so you guys can see how things are looking back there before we start leaning into fall. Whereabouts are you from? Sia. Hello, Sia Dream. Medicinal, that's right. Some holy basil. A little bit of holy basil. Maybe a bit of mugwort for you there, Mr. Clayton. South USA. Oh, okay. All right. I'm in the middle. Not too hot, not too cold, just right. Actually, it's a little bit too hot in the summer and a little bit too cold in the winter. I do have the time, actually. I have some time. Yeah, we live in the Davenport area, Quad Cities, if you know it, right on the Illinois-Iowa border. That is where I'm from. The land of eagles, rivers and eagles. This is the just marigold yellow here. Yeah, I even thinned this out quite a bit. Still covering quite nice. That is the Reaper Way. Well, the colors can change wherever you want them to. Really, you can use hard cutoffs that you've already planned into the sculpture, or like, I'm gonna do, like, I'm doing a color shift right here in the middle of the scale. Did I miss Click Mojo? I don't even see chat Click Mojo. You messing with me here? Oh, okay. From a while ago. Okay. I just thought I was missing some chat. I probably did miss that chat. Is this too far back to scroll? Ah, I see. Okay. Yeah, I did just do a repair. It was on Monday. I did a repair job on an old Game of Thrones dragon that I had sculpted from 6 years ago. Turquoise. All right. Well, think of it this way. Every color has a highlight and a shadow color. So maybe start working in your shadows and your highlights, and then, kind of go from there. Because sometimes the easiest or the best decision is just to make the one you already know needs to happen anyway. So, and while you're working on the other part, maybe your next color or your next step will kind of come to you. And you can just kind of keep following that breadcrumb trail of steps. Oh, all is forgiven, friend. All is forgiven. So long as it never happens again, all will be well. Yeah, exactly. Don't be afraid to just be kind of spontaneous, Don't get stuck into your decision making, because you can always layer on top. And sometimes, in a lot of cases, I've discovered the true finished color that looks really good by putting on a color I didn't like and then kind of layering on top of it. So sometimes those random colors underneath really make the difference. So long as it doesn't happen again. Yes. Don't worry, I believe in you. Be brave, be bold. Hello, Kevros. Good evening, my friend. Hey, good. That's good. I do it again. What I tell you worked good? Steps. Anno 2070. Yeah, you're welcome. I feel like I didn't get into I feel like I didn't give those games too much of a chance. I haven't really dove in. I feel like I tried playing a couple times, but I didn't. The timing wasn't right. I know how far it goes. You just have a crush on Hermione. There you go. Come on now. It's Leviosa, not Leviosa. I actually think I did see that one too. And it was good. Oh yeah. I've seen snippets here and there, but didn't watch it as much. That was that was part of like its own classification of cartoon. It's kind of like over the top, like goofy humor. Like I would categorize Adventure Time on the same as like Misadventures of Flapjack kind of category. I watched a lot of that one. Good old Flapjack. Just these like weird, super weird, goofy worlds. With that like over the top, ambitious, naive main character. And super serious, like worldly sidekick character. I've never seen Gumball. Amazing how loud a 6-year-old human can open a door. Louder than any cave troll. It's like she doesn't even turn the knob, just straight up kicks the door. There should not be any knob turning. Hey, what's up, Rob? How you doing, brother? Me too, when Emma was an infant. I probably used to be a really heavy-handed door opener, but when Emma was an infant, I had to master the art of like slow, and then bump into something. She was such a like light sleeper. I had to be like super quiet. Oh no, in my childhood, I was one of 5, and volume levels were always competing, we'll just say. And all of the doors in the house were solid hardwood, like oak doors. There was no quiet closing of doors. Oh no, definitely not. Spare a coin for an old beggar. Yeah, a little bit battle damage right here. Oh. He also got some battle damage on one of his teeth. There. Broken tooth. And it's hard life being a dragon. Hard life. QFX, hey, thank you very much. Ah, there you go. You're subscribing to the clay now, huh? Cool. Yeah, I work in a material called Cos clay. It's made by the same maker as Monster Clay. Very different than a clay like Monster Clay. It stays sculptable until you are ready for it to be hardened, and then you bake it, you cook it, and it creates a solid. It's like rubber. It's like rubber, like a hard rubber piece here. So, and then you're able to paint it and finish it. Ooh. I think it's to be honest, I really honestly think it's very wise for artists to consider skilling up in the traditional fields of whatever their craft is. In my opinion. New ZBrush is subscription based now, yeah. That's a bummer. You will own nothing and be happy, Glitch. Quit your crying and be happy. I'm a cry harder. I don't blame you, man. Yeah, this one actually is pretty quick. We're on day 17 for the whole piece. That's base and every base included. He also has armor, so there's wings, armor, and where we're at so far on the paint job. So yeah, right. When did our art creating programs turn into a rent-a-center? Indefinitely. You know, we were pretty happy with you paying us a very large amount of money to own our product, but you know what? Instead, how about you just pay us forever? That's what I'm saying, Glitch. It's the last bastion of hope. I honestly think the further we slip into the digital future, the more of a craving people are going to have for real soul-filled stuff, like traditional stuff. You know, or real handmade, human-made things. So maybe. I mean, there's always going to be that group of people that wants that. Always. But I think there will be even more. I think enshittification. Are they really? I believe it. Norway has always been pretty proactive with stuff like that. The problem with that, though, is it's like what's that saying that like any new technology will always be pushed to the max, basically pushed to the fullest, because of the fact that there's always somebody else that's going to push it to the maximum. You know what I mean? And if it's not this country or this people or this group, it's going to be somebody else. That's... What? I didn't say it. The actual caveman said it, and I was just quoting him. Hey, Kodat, thanks for the bits, man. I appreciate that. Thank you very much, Kodat. I appreciate that very much. All right, let me get some coffee. This is going well. I didn't expect we would do that much of the orange, but I'm just kind of rolling with it. I think we'll yeah, I don't know if we'll do any more than that. Maybe a little bit on the kind of the layers of the hand, a little bit more. But yeah, I'll be right back. Yeah, I mean Norway, specifically Norway, and just Sweden, that whole kind of region seems to have that sort of mindset. It's like I've noticed a lot of like European game producers that just are always hitting the mark, and really you can just tell there's like passion in the game that they're making. Yeah, right. It's definitely one of those things where it's like it is such a great tool, but of course all of the greatest tools ever made have been used for nefarious purposes. Because it sure does empower individual creator. There's no doubt about that. Or individual person, I should say. Especially if you're a DIYer person, like I used it recently just to help me troubleshoot. My lawnmower wouldn't start the other day. I used it to get to the bottom of why and ended up fixing it, no problem, Nice, Rob. Sounds pretty yummy. Now, so with this clay, you make an armature first, so skeleton. Then you bulk the skeleton out with like aluminum foil. Then you cover it with clay, and there's a lot of different approaches. I guess depends on what you're making, but a lot of the times it involves kind of creating a substructure, or like almost like an underlayer of anatomy. And then with this clay, you can bake. You can kind of see it a little bit on this one. You can bake this clay in stages. So see this. this right here, this torso is the under layer. So this has been hardened. You can see it's over the foil there. See the foil poking through? So I created this skeleton, got it firmly mounted in the wood, and then I created a substructure like this throughout the whole character. And then I started working through each each leg individually, each arm, you know. Because with this material, you can bake it multiple times, as many times as you want. So we're able to kind of bite off little sections, just like you do digitally, where you kind of like crop out an area and just work on that one area or that one layer. So it's the same thing. So I can touch all of this. And actually with this one, I actually started with the head. So I sculpted the face, not the ears and not the neck fur, but just the face here. And then I like doing the face first and then using the face to make the proportions the way I want them. It's just easier to figure out when you have the face done first. So I built an armature, attached the face to the skeleton. I only bulked out this area with foil. And then I did like a little understructure of like a base layer of clay. And then I think the first leg I did was this leg. I just did the fur, the bandage, the foot, baked it, locked it in. Then did this one, locked it in. And I did I think I did the loincloth in a separate layer all on its own. And then I sculpted the hands. This hand I sculpted and then I baked the hand first and then I attached it to the arm and sculpted it in. So, yeah. So like the next layer for this will be the torso area, you know. And I might bite that off in different chunks, you know, if it's too hard to work on or I want to do something a little bit crazier. I might do like front side, back side in separate layers. So this one I did, so the layer I'm working on right now is this layer right here with the dress kind of clothing layer that's under here. And then I'm gonna start adding like straps and stuff. Make her look like she has this crazy dress of some sort. If you want to check out, I actually have a start to finish tutorial series available on YouTube. They're very, very in-depth walkthroughs of projects that I've done, where I demonstrate the whole process start to finish. So definitely check it out. Especially if you're making the transition, because okay, so here's the thing. You're starting with monster clay. It's worth knowing that monster clay is great for if you're going to get into making reproductions. But I would say if you're not going to get into reproductions, if you want to do one of a kind pieces or one-offs, I don't think that's I don't know if that's a good material to become proficient with, because the only way to get a finished product out of a monster clay sculpture is to go through all the molding and casting stuff. The benefit, though, of monster clay is that you can reuse it over and over again, so maybe that's the part you're interested in. Okay, I think we're ready for Mess around with some oil washes. Got my mineral spirits cup here, which is totally leaking a little bit. There's a little leakage. Right. Well, I use not Monster Clay, but I use Chavant, which is very similar to Monster Clay for project sketches. So I'll sit down and do a sketch. Oh, okay. I'll sit down and do a sketch like this, like a 4-hour session. When I'm about to jump into a project, I'll do this first, and this gives me a kind of a good frame of reference for the piece. You know, this is like almost like a mock build. So, and it also helps with when you start getting into client work, being able to show them something that they can kind of give the thumbs up to, you know. So that's what I've been doing. So like this one, like I said, usually I limit myself to only like 4 hours. And so this is for an upcoming piece we're about to be getting started end of August. So we'll probably start a week before. This is an upcoming sponsored work. It's for an upcoming game launch. Okay. All right, let's mess around with some oils here. Got this huge thing of oil paints. I wonder what color we should do. Is it announced? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. That's why I'm not gonna say nothing. Little phyllo green. I think so. Payne's gray. Looks interesting. I could see a color like this. Ivory black. Cobalt blue. Sky blue. What's this one? Phthalo blue. Ultramarine blue. Payne's gray. It kind of looks like it has a little bit bluish to it. I'm curious. Let's see what color this is. Oh, gotta open that up. Swedish. How you doing, Swedish? Alright, let's do a bit bigger of a brush here. Swedish. Hey, you know what? I think that's actually... That is the color I think I want. kind of like just a darker blue color. The crusty brush. Oh, I prefer crusty bent bristled brushes are my preference. Okay, let's do a bit more of this here. We're gonna make a nice wash. We're gonna wash it. I don't have a different pipette. Maybe we sacrifice the pipette. Just a little sacrifice. And it's still a bit too thick. Let's just dump it in a little bit. Carefully stir. Oh, really? How is that possible? I've been using that singular pipette for like this poor pipette. It's in for a ride, that's for sure. Sludge pipette. I make sure not to push it on the seams, you know. We want this to last a lifetime at least. Poor guy. All right. Our oil sludge is looking good. With the song, yeah, it might have been. A lot of Hogwarts Legacy tracks going on here. All right, shall we dive in? Let's start with this arm area here. So we're just gonna add it on. We're just gonna dive right in here. All right, let's give that a test. Need my paper towel. Oh. Oh, what happened there? Okay, I think I want this to be a bit thinner though. Let's just go. Okay, a little bit more. Mineral spirits. And we give it a nice wipe. It looks nice. Here's the before. And here's the after. But you have to imagine without the shininess, but
Listen closely, traveler, to what I say. Twitch Prime
yes.
does not even
It's
cost
just
a
like I
dime.
remember it. You know those quick shades I always like to use? It's just like those, but it lasts longer and it's cheaper. Marcos, thank you so much for the Prime sub there, Marcos. Thank you very much, my friend. I appreciate that. Thank you for supporting my work. Marcos. Welcome to the Sinapush Kingdom. Oh, Marty Fletcher. The old sausage. Thanks, Marcos. Right, and then we can go a couple shades a little bit on the dark side, and then we let that dry, and then we go back in with acrylic and do a little bit highlights, and then it's like really. How do I come up with my designs? One simple idea at a time, all stacked on top of each other. That's how I build them. Bunch of little ideas, little choices, stacked one upon the other. Yeah, I've heard of that too, and I want to say I even tried using it, but I just, after doing a oil wash, There's no reason to not just use the oil wash. Let me see if I can get this out of here. Thank you, Marty. I appreciate that, my friend. Yeah, you know, I popped straight out of the womb, and they handed me a ball of clay, and there we go. Now we're here. That's all there was to it. What can I say? I'm pretty lucky. Okay. Stick this back in here. We'll start working on the other arm. It cannot be hardened, no. It is forever sculptable. You can make a finished work out of it, but you need to mold it and cast in a different material. That's the only way. Yeah, no problem. I mean, another way could be possibly 3D scanning it and trying to kind of go that route, but that can be just as burdensome as molding and casting can be. Yeah, the yellowy orange really goes with it, doesn't it? Hey. You know what that means? It's time to get yourself a nice box of cast clay for future impulsive sculpting sessions. I need to mix some more. What sort of material are you using there, caveman? From Super Sculpting, yeah. I'm sure it's nice and old and crumbly right now. You can kind of recondition it though if you got a little bit of oil. You can, you know, squish it around and mix some oil into it, and it should recondition. And if it's really hard to use, like super hard to squeeze, like it's very hard to condition, put it in a plastic bag and then get a bowl of hot water from your faucet and stick it in that bowl for like, I don't know, 15-20 minutes. And then probably 15 minutes. Then pull it out and then try messing with it. should help. Then order yourself some cosplay, and when it arrives, take that Sculpey and just go right in the trash. Just kidding. Just kidding. Use it for something. Just maybe like some bulking material or something. Stomping. Just go outside. So stick it. Go outside and put it on the back of the tire of your car, and then get in your car and turn it on and hit reverse. Then get out of your car and flip it on the other side, and then roll forward. And then wash, rinse, repeat until it's nice and workable. Like a cheat code, I swear. I forgot how much of a cheat code oil washes are. It's going good. How are you doing, my friend? Having a good day. Yeah, Charlotte knows what's up. Charlotte's all about that cosplay life. I go through it in my my tutorial series. I think there's a list on Discord. And some internet fluctuations, huh? Oh no. Hey, non-toxic for the win, right? Safe for the kitties. I'm using oils right now. Oils on top of acrylics. It takes a while to dry out. I think usually it's usually what I would do is after an oil wash, I'd let it sit for like a day or two. It doesn't take as long as like an oil painting because it's not that thick. Nice wine, huh? Don't you love when people overhype things? Sometimes they just set you up for disappointment. That even if it was really, really good, it couldn't live up to the hype. Overhyped. Kevros's mind was like, it tastes like pure, fresh, squeezed grape juice. Squeezed straight from the vine. Nope. Tastes like the grapes on the bottom of the trash can from like 3 months ago. Mixed with the garbage juices. Pungent aroma of garbage grapes. Yeah, that's a good brand name right there for maybe like a high class, like hipster kind of wine. Call it garbage grapes. I can imagine the logo is like a steamy trash can with the classic banana peel at the top. Old slice of pizza. Old trash panda mascot. What's going viral? I'm kind of out of the loop lately. Legitimacy. I don't know. I don't know who that is. Okay. Need some more wash. Need a wash. Nice. Oh, internet, what will you come up with next? Probably not anything good. Remember the days of those random little websites like, most known was Homestar Runner, but it was like Frog in a Blender and all these little clip art animation, Joe's cartoons, salad fingers. Super random websites. I remember taking a class in junior high, and we had a teacher. It was all about like computers and stuff. And the teacher was so like hyped up about the internet and like website design and stuff like that. And he was trying to desperately tell us that this was going to be like, this is it. This is where everything's going to be happening. This is where it's all going to be. He was so ahead of the game. Of course, none of us took any of it to heart and just went about our merry business. Poor guy. He tried. Hey, nice man, thank you. We're getting back into doing oil washes. Something I used to do lot back in the day. I decided this would be the piece we would get back into it. Watch. This is the way of the future, kids. Listen up. It's looking good. Right now we do a little bit different oil wash for the inside of the mouth and the teeth. And if we want, then we'll want to do more, but we're gonna have to let it all dry. We'll work on painting some of the other parts. What was the coolest tech you thought as a kid? Your favorite was the shield-shaped device that could have been plugged into a PC to play online with friends. Crude setup, but worked great. I don't remember that. Well, was it like a LAN hub? Coolest thing technology. I mean, probably just computers in general. Game consoles and computers. I was pretty into it right away. Very much so. To the point where, like, let's see, I think I was like maybe like 7 or 8 years old, and we had moved into a new house, and then me and my siblings got introduced to the neighbor kids, and they had a Nintendo, the old school one with the duck hunt and all that stuff. And one day I just decided in my 7-year-old brain that I should wake up super early and go knock on the neighbor's door and go play their Nintendo. So I knocked on the door, and they answered like, do your parents know you're here? I'm like, yeah, sure, they're cool with it. They let me come in and play. Well, sure enough. Of course, my didn't take long before my parents were wondering where the heck I was. So created a big, huge fiasco. That was the beginning. Of the gaming itch. Oh, really? I didn't know that either, Scorch. Yeah, most of my technology was acquired through hand-me-downs and pretty much scraping whatever tech I can get. Never was there anything newly purchased. I do remember our first PC was, I don't know what it was, but I think it was a Macintosh computer, and it was a hand-me-down from my mom's. My mom worked for a restaurant bar place, a nice place, and she was a bartender there. And she got the owner of the company gave her this computer and all the games that came with it. And that was when I first encountered Monkey Island. Came with that set of games. And it was a very tragic end because we loved playing Monkey Island. But back then, you used to have this like cardboard wheel, like a cipher you would have to turn to like match up the passcode to get into the game. It was their anti-theft system. Their authentication code was literally this cardboard disc with another cardboard disc like pinned to it, and you'd have to turn it and match up the symbols, and then it would give you a code to put in, essentially. Well, one day, all of a sudden, the cardboard wheel just disappeared. It was gone. I think mom probably threw it away. I was like, what is this piece of cardboard here? You know? So and we were never able to play Monkey Island ever again because we couldn't get into the game. We had the game but couldn't play it. It was terrible. I had to wait till I became a full-grown person to finally be able to play it again. All right, now let's see. Now we need, let's see, we need a different color here. Color for in the mouth, probably a red of some sort. Scarlet, ooh. Maybe like a dark red. Alizarin red. This one probably. Crimson. Crimson. Red purple. That could be interesting too. You know what? Let's try the red purple. I did, yeah. I got like a little starter pack of oils. It was like $10. Any oils I had from a long time ago were definitely past their prime, we'll just say. What was it? I might actually switch to a smaller brush. All right, Kevros. Back to the shadows from whence you came, friend. Oh, they don't have to envy. I will gladly make more blue dragons. No need for envy. There's plenty to go around. I did, yeah. I did a blue dragon specifically for a D&D table. It was an iconic scene in the campaign of the client that he wanted to have immortalized in the form of a sculpture. Let me show you. Let me show you. Ah, that's all right, Sarah. Neither's always next time. Safe travels, my friend. This one right here. It was roughly the same size. This one was much bigger because of the wingspan, but yeah, it had LED lights and water effects. Poor little ship stood no chance. And it's a DM blind, so it's flat on the backside, so that can be in the middle of the table, and a little DM blind. That's a big one. Dragons. That the blue dragon, I don't know. Well, only the dragon itself and the ship were made out of cast clay. The rest was other materials like resin and epoxy clay. I'd say, I don't know, maybe 4 packs of 4 1 pound packs. Total guess. Bits of wood and string and lights and Hello, Plankwalker. Good evening, friend. Oh, yes. It says the all-inclusive dragon resort here. Take care of all the dragon's needs. No, I'm gonna leave it as is. Probably make it dark right there so it looks like the core of the tooth, you know, exposed. That's why he's so grumpy. He's got a broken tooth. Hey, what's up, Toad? Thank you. Just gonna clean those teeth. No, the elves don't do dragon dental. So, like, sorry, buddy. Nothing we can do for you. Oop. Only the bravest wizards do dragon dentistry. Or the most foolish. Is it bravery or foolishness? Maybe a bit of both. So we're doing oil washes with just some basic oil paints. Really doesn't matter what brand. This is just what was available at my local hobby shop. The fine touch. The finest of touches. But all the undertones are done with acrylic, and I use Reaper Miniatures paints for all the under tone work. Okay, so basically at this stage I will let all of this dry, and then we'll be able to continue layering. We can go back and forth with I'll probably go back in with some highlights and clean some areas up. painting the eyes. We'll do the staining of the teeth in a different layer. Let me just set that to the side. And then what we can do, so this is kind of like a general, we just kind of did this oil wash over everything. But what we can do is we can go back in for like almost like a darkening layer where we just go in and add just a little bit more darkness at the deepest spots only. That really can create some contrast, combined with some highlighting. And I definitely want to do more with the horns. We just gotta let it dry before we can do more. I suppose that's the downside of the oil wash, so you have to wait for it to dry, but there's no denying how effective it is. And it doesn't take as much effort. Yeah, for me, it's perfect because I take a week off in between sessions anyways, right? Yeah, it's a good spot for us to end. I could jump into painting some of the other parts, but it's really not that much time left in the evening, so we'll just call it quits right there. Yeah, I'm super happy with that. I'm excited to see it progress from here. So we'll be painting this again next Wednesday evening. So if you want to see this particular project, make sure you tune in next Wednesday evening. Tomorrow is Thursday, so we'll be working on the Overlord sculpture in the morning, and in the evening we'll be working on the Escape from Tarkov piece, which is getting pretty far along. So let me find somebody to raid, and I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining, hanging out with me. Yeah, let's see here. Let's see. Looks like let's go raid Mr. Josh Foreman. He's doing a art studio cave conversion. Thanks, Nasman. There's only 4 people watching him, so let's go get some eyes on what Josh has got going. Oh, hey, Deagle, real quick. Is the bookworm character brunette? The missus is wondering. Brunette? Corbett. Brown. Okay. Got it. Thank you. Hi, Korvik. Bye, Korvik. All right. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.